Ashley. I'm super excited today as we have Maya Davis joining us. We're going to learn a little bit about her journey and tips for success along the way. So let's get started. Maya Davis, a passionate leader in STEM, combines expertise in computer science and data science with a commitment to community service. Born and raised in Nashville, she earned her BS in computer science from Tennessee State University in 2017 before launching her career in the defense industry as a systems engineer in Florida. There, she honed her technical skills in aerospace and defense, earning multiple promotions. Her growing interest in data science led her to pursue a master's in data analytics from the University of Central Florida, which she completed in 2022. Beyond her career, Maya is dedicated to mentorship, volunteering with Black Orlando Tech and the National Society of Black Engineers to inspire young professionals in STEM. She is a trailblazer in her field, embodies resilience, confidence, and passion for success. So, Maya, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're from and about yourself, and then how you got interested in STEM?
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Shortly after my graduation with my bachelor's, I moved to Orlando, and that's where I started working in the defense industry. My motivation to get into STEM is kind of a long-winded story because it wasn't always linear for me. Going to college, I couldn't tell you that 7 years from then I'd be a graduate and pursuing a career in engineering.
Yeah.
I pursued multiple things. I think my first major in college was biology. And, trying to think about what I wanted out of a career. I knew that I wanted to be creative. I wanted to be doing something that would pursue my passion for creativity. I know I needed to have a lifestyle that I could afford afford my lifestyle because I would no longer be under my parents my parents' care and support, and I wanted to be independent, so being in a career that was lucrative was very important to me as well. And so after trial and error, I think I changed my major at least 3 times before I stumbled on computer science, and it was really my mom who inspired that because I had a social media page, may age me a little bit, but MySpace, where you would have the ability to customize your layouts. And I would spend hours on doing this customization because I wanted my layout to be as unique as possible. And really what it was is like the fundamentals of web development or HTML. And so that's how I started coding. And, I was able to pick up HTML fairly quickly, and then upon transferring into TSU, I pursued computer science, and coding was one of my strengths there, and that's how I stumbled upon the STEM career field.
I love that. That's super cool. That's great. And I love how your mom noticed, oh, this could be good for you, and got to help kind of guide you. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Shout out to her.
Yeah. Okay, so Maya, I'm glad we got to learn how you got introduced into the STEM field. Now I want to ask, did you have any role models or mentors that influenced you along your STEM journey?
Yes, I did. I have numerous role models, and while I can't go through all of them, some people really kind of stand out and overall in my career in STEM. And so one who, I don't know if you may know, Justin Cloud. He is an executive professional at L3 Harris.
Okay.
Now, he used to work at Lockheed Martin, and he opened the door for me and a lot of other people getting into the defense industry. And so his way of bringing in talent, going to conferences like National Society of Black Engineers, I remember approaching him and asked him what he did, and he was like, I'm a system engineer, and I had an internship that summer with Dell.
Okay.
And one of my mentors there said that I would make a great systems engineer, just because of my technical prowess, but also my ability to communicate technical things in a understandable way.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh, my mentor said that I'd make a great systems engineer, whatever. And I hid it in my resume, and I got an interview. I interviewed on the same day with one of my best friends now. Her name is Carrie Bass, also very inspiring individual in Orlando.
Cool.
We interviewed on the same day. We got hired in, started on the same day. But anyways, Justin is continuing to do great things in STEM. He's got a nonprofit now, and it's called Level Up Brother. They're doing great things in Orlando. So he's one of the persons that I look up to that continue to inspire me, just because of his ability to connect people, bring people into the industry. And so, really great guy. And also Dr. Lucia Crumpton-Young. Honorable mention, when I was at Tennessee State University, she was the vice president of research and institutional academia, or institutional advancement. And she was also the chief research officer. And she did a lot behind the scenes, some that I didn't realize. I actually connected with her last year in August, and she was one of the reasons why we were able to go to those conferences. Go to the National Society of Black Engineers conference. I was the vice president for 2 years in a row. And so she is, I can't give her justice because her bio is so impressive, but I will say that she is a trailblazer in the engineering community. She was also the president of Texas Southern University. And she's continuing to make waves in the community. She has hundreds of mentees, and she's the one that told me that, coming into engineering, it's a lot of things that you have to deal with. But she said, Maya, you could have it all. You could have the family, you could have the career, you could have the education. All you have to do is do the work. But it is possible.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Ooh,
I love it. And you doing it all, girl.
Trying.
So I want to talk about along your journey. Were there any challenges you faced growing up that made pursuing a STEM career difficult at all?
There's always challenges. I mean, being an engineer in and of itself, what are you really? If you take the engineering title away, you're a problem solver. So every day you come in, there's a new problem to solve, whether it's a relational problem, interpersonal problems. It could be a technical problem, mainly technical problems, but there's other problems too. That as an engineer, you have to look at things with your problem solver lens, and how can you fix this. So I will say that is a huge part. As far as challenges, I mean, it was a challenge from day one. Like I said, I wasn't the person that had the best grades coming into college. I had good grades, but I went to National School of the Arts, honorable mention, and of course there's a lot of smart, brilliant people, but the focus was more on the arts rather than STEM at that time. It was more STEAM, heavy on the A. And so I danced, I had a lot of fun. I took classes, but it really, academia wasn't the forefront. It was just creativity and artistic things. I got you. So got into college, and it was really a eye-opener as far as, am I able to do this? Am I able to be here? I missed a lot of the fundamentals, so I'm gonna have to go back and really start over. So, and I wasn't the person that could go in a class and just get it. I had to dedicate a lot of time to really make a B. You know what I mean? I had to go over the top and spend hours in the math lab. Hours. Just really trying to get the basics. And I spent a lot of time with my teachers. The math lab was literally my second home.
Yeah.
And it was because I was determined to
yeah.
do it. Because I had the confidence, but I needed to go back and get sharp on the fundamentals, and that's what took so much time.
Right.
So that was a challenge, and then getting into the profession. I was computer science, and then I started going into the systems route where you have to understand more of the big picture.
Yeah.
So with software development, you're really focused on your piece of the pie. But in systems engineering, you really have to understand on how those pieces work together in a grand scheme of things, in a grand system. So in any role, you have to take in a lot of information.
Right.
And some of it, a lot of times I have to focus on, okay, so what's important for me right now?
Yeah.
What can I write down and get to later? But getting familiar and used to these complex systems and the intricacies of them can be challenging.
Yeah, thank you. Now I wanted to ask if you could explain an overview of what computer science is and an overview of what systems engineering is, just for the audience.
Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. So computer science is a breadth of things. It's kind of the overarching arch around software development, networking, electronic computing, relational databases, logic, discrete mathematics. It's a big umbrella of things.
Yeah.
It kind of is all things tech. So a lot of people look at, the obvious thing is that's your first time, getting in and writing code and building programs and things like that. So I talked a little bit about computer science, but the systems engineering part is the integration of all the things.
Yeah.
Whether you're talking about a hardware system or a software system.
Right.
There's this thing called the system engineering bee, and that's kind of the best way to kind of explain what all the things that go into system engineering. Starts with architecting a system. So whether you're doing model-based systems engineering, basically you're creating use cases, designing the system or modeling the system in a way to where you can present that to stakeholders on how it works.
Right.
Then once you're done with that, you move on to establishing your requirements. So what are the systems are required to do? So every program has like a statement of work.
Okay.
Of what we are contractually obligated to do. In the system, we develop requirements to kind of that are comprised of the what, not necessarily the how.
Right.
And then we give that off to the team of doers that go develop the system. So if you're talking about a software system, software developers, they go develop their software to meet those requirements.
That's awesome.
And then at the end of that, system engineering comes in again, where we do the integration of those various components, and then verification or validation. Yeah. So verification and validation is, did we meet the requirement, and is this what the customer wanted?
That's awesome. Thank you for explaining that and breaking it down for our audience. So we're going to get back to you and your journey and your accomplishments. So my next question is, what is one particular project or accomplishment that you're particularly proud of in your STEM journey? And this can be college, high school, middle school, now, whatever you want it to be.
I love that question. Because it's a lot. You have to take credit in engineering sometimes, and I will say this, not to derail too much from the question, but it's important to take credit for your small wins too, because sometimes the big accomplishments take years to get through, and they're not necessarily of your own. But some accomplishments that I'm most proud of, I would say my last program that I was on, we really had our back against the wall between us, our stakeholder, and a contractor that we were working with. Yeah. And we had a lot of challenges because this contractor had developed essentially what would be a brand new product, but we were in an integration phase where we were moving towards a sustainment. So we were trying to shift that product into something new.
Right.
But they had delivered that newness before we had, in my opinion, anticipated it to be done.
Yeah.
And so we had to make sure that that new product was consistent with the old, and that our end user didn't have any issues with what they had delivered. But there were a lot of issues with it. And I remember one time going to one of our directors, who I won't name, but saying that, I'm like, I don't know if we can get this done. I was just like, I'm usually an optimistic person, but I was like very pessimistic. And I was like, I'm going straight to the director because nobody's hearing me. This is madness.
Right. You had to escalate to leadership.
So he said to me, which I'll never forget, he was like, Maya, I think you can do a little bit better than that.
Oh, wow.
So he put the responsibility back on me to lead my team. No matter what was going on outside, what can we do to achieve what we're trying to achieve, to reach our goal? And that really stuck with me because I then focused on what I could control and how our team was executing and how we stood up and came in and worked overtime and really tried to figure out where all the issues were before they went out to the customer. And we actually did have a reduction in software slips, about 30%.
That's good.
Yeah, to our stakeholders. So ultimately, I could say that was a big accomplishment.
That's awesome. And it's great that you got to take that leadership. Once you went to your director, not expecting to say, oh, I want to throw this back to you. You're expecting a solution, some help. So it was really big on you to take that leadership and ownership and get to collaborate with your team to make sure the goal was solved. So that's a good example of something we have to do, learning as we're doing it, but you had the skills to make it happen. So that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now I'm going to ask about how computer science interacts with other disciplines such as electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, or civil engineering. You can do this for computer science or systems because now you're more into systems. But how do you all get to cross-collaborate with other engineers within your companies?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Especially now where I'm more on the aircraft side and working in aerospace. There's scientists all the way to the program management to the software engineers. And so when there's a new software is within everything now. Our cars, everything is run by a computer. So that in itself, if you are pursuing a career in, everybody's a software engineer, everybody's a coder. I will say that. I will say software engineer, but everybody should have those fundamental skills on understanding how software works to some level, right? Because it is everything. And so coding is one of those fundamental skills. I mean, well, now artificial intelligence, like you don't really need to know how to code anymore per se, but learn how to leverage AI to understand what the heck is going on. It's very important. That's integrated into things that are electrical. Those science, which I probably don't know a whole lot about. I know about the industrial side because having a background in data, learning about supply chains and improving various processes are important. Working with a project now and optimizing supply chain, leveraging data from our various maintenance sites. It's all interconnected. It really depends on the product. But I don't know if I answered your question.
No, that's fine. You talked about how they mix and mingle with different things, but you also got into what's needed for computer scientists. So, Maya, you just talked about how AI is taking over. You talked a little bit about different types of computer science and how it connects with other people and fields. So computer science is a broad field. What are some different career paths people may not be aware of that are up and coming or already out there?
Yeah, so new
And it
career
doesn't have to be new.
fields.
It could just be anything out there.
Anything out there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I talked a little bit about model-based
Mm-hmm.
architecture and design. That's the field that I see a lot of people getting into is model-based systems engineering overall.
Mm-hmm.
That's one field that I see a lot of people getting into, learning how to design systems and system or system modeling language, artificial intelligence, computer science. I mean, it's getting your degree in something STEM. You'll have a lot of opportunities up to you. You really have to see where your niche is to fit. For me, my niche was systems engineering just because of being able to understand the complexity behind various systems. I do everything systematically now.
Yeah.
I can't even go to the airport without having a system behind it.
Right.
So, yeah, I think going into the field, just focusing on what you're studying in academia, and then interning, trying out different things, you can kind of see where you fit, what works for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So with people getting into computer science or systems engineering, what are some resources, books, or courses you would recommend them checking out?
Obviously, it's an upcoming field. I'm trying to see that many colleges offer systems engineering as various bachelor's or master's programs behind that. Books, nothing that I can think of per se.
Right.
There's tons of books. I mean, you can go to the Institute of Systems Engineering in COSI.
Okay.
Maybe focus on becoming certified, CSEP, Certified System Engineering Professional. That's one of the things in my bucket list that I plan to do.
That's great.
There's so many resources out there.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted you to name a few if you had some that were like, okay, you gotta check this out, and that was good when you just said. So now that we've talked about resources and different fields and roles, how do you see the field of computer science evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? You've really already touched on it with model-based systems, AI. How do you think that's going to change the industry over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be able to build things quicker, more efficiently over the next few years, and people are going to have the opportunity to work larger issues. So I definitely feel as if the profession is going to start rapidly revolving, whereas we're going to be doing more complex type development to solve complicated issues. I feel like data mining, data engineering, quantum computing, be able to process all this data.
Very cool.
Yeah, those things are gonna be the next big things.
Awesome. Thank you, Maya. So now I want to ask, what motivated you to pursue a master's in data analytics while you were already working in the STEM field?
Yeah, my motivation was I had the desire to learn, and I had a passion. The platform that I was working on in the defense industry, we had access to vast amount of data, and I would always use that data to help me portray complex problems to software developers and understand where the issues were. And so I found that I liked working with data,
Okay.
and that is what motivated me to pursue my master's in the profession, where I got exposed to artificial intelligence, machine learning, relational databases, database management, and I definitely think that data science overall is the future of systems engineering, but it is the future to pretty much every engineering practice, because once you understand how to leverage those data to drive solutions, just to drive best practices, those things become very valuable. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Maya. So while you were doing your master's, you were working full time.
Mm-hmm.
How did you balance work, studies, personal life, and making sure you stayed on track with everything? Were there any tips that can maybe help other people going through the same thing?
Well, I had like a hack because I went to college during the pandemic. So there wasn't much of a social life then, but I'm still in school working on a PhD in industrial engineering.
Awesome.
And definitely make some challenges. I definitely faced things that I did not have issues with during my master's, probably because I didn't have a choice.
Right.
Now it's hard balancing your work, but you have to stay really organized.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I have a daily planner.
Yeah.
Make sure that I'm setting daily goals for myself, weekly goals, monthly goals.
Yeah.
Making sure that I stay organized and accountable for the things that I have to do. So when it comes to your personal life, I tell people, if you're thinking of just dropping in and popping out without a notice,
don't,
because I can't come. Don't invite me, because I'm not going to feel bad because I didn't get invited, especially if it was just like a pop-up random outing.
Right.
You know, if there's something that you plan, just let me know.
Like birthday dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me know. Give me a heads up and I'll put it in my calendar and I will plan around that.
Right.
But if there's like a pop-up spontaneous outing, just don't invite me.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's good.
No.
That's good that you have that manage those expectations with your circle.
Yeah.
And it's understood. It's not personal. It's just business right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Once this goal is done, we can pop up anytime.
Exactly.
Let me get this degree.
Yeah, let me get this out of the way.
That's good, Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, can you give us an overview of what data analytics is?
Oh. Data analytics or data science, if you will, is an overarching thing, just like computer science.
Yeah.
It is comprised of various different things.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence being one. You've got your machine learning. You got your data analytics. Starting with data analytics, they analyze the data. They gather the data. They prep the data. Machine learning is we're training algorithms to learn from the data, and so we train them through positive and negative reinforcement, just like you would train a child or something like that. So you develop, and then the algorithms and things like that. That's artificial intelligence. So as the algorithms are trained or they're developed, they're trained, they get better, they become smarter. They establish things like neural networks where those algorithms are trained and configured, in a way where you've got various phases, if you will, to catch different things. Artificial intelligence is like what the data analysts and the machine learning we want to get to, but you don't have to go in that direction. You can like data analysts, they do things where they do data visualization. So yeah, it all is like the road to get there.
That's good.
To one another.
Very cool. Thank you. How do you envision your master's degree influencing your long-term career path and your doctorate now, because you're doing your doctorate in industrial? How do you feel like your degrees will help your long-term plan and career growth?
Oh, absolutely. one thing that academia helps with is learning how to think in terms of research.
Yeah.
So I question everything now. I don't ever take anything as face value. Like,
Yeah.
everything is an opinion until it's like research.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can go into.
Yeah. I love that. That's good.
Yeah. Another thing is expanding your network, right? So I meet various individuals and professionals, like students and professors that inspire me.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you. What advice would you give to young women considering a career in STEM but are unsure about balancing it with family, personal life, or other interests?
Just do it.
I love that.
That's it. Just go through it and be hell bent on getting what you want. Don't give up. There'll be plenty of times as you go through it, you'll learn. You'll be able to inspire others. Find your why of why you're doing it. But yeah, be hell bent. Be determined.
Yeah. Awesome. Now I want to ask you, what's the best piece of career advice you've received so far, and how has it shaped your path?
I can quote Dr. Lucia Crumpton Young again, where she was like, you could have it all, you could do everything. Don't place limitations on yourself. There'll be HR limitations, there'll be minimums, there'll be things like that. Don't think about any of those things. Don't place limitations on, if you're walking around saying, I can't do something for X, Y, and Z, just throw that out. Mm-hmm. You can do literally what you want to do.
I love it.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
Don't put worry about, just worry about what you can control today.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, what the director said. So I think you can do a little bit better than that.
Right.
Look at yourself in the mirror when you're being doubtful and tell yourself, I think you can do a little bit better than that, and see what comes of it.
This is amazing, Maya. I love it. Well, now we've talked about your journey, I wanted to ask, looking back, is there anything you would have done differently in your STEM journey?
Anything that I could have done differently? I'm just kidding. Let's see. I would say, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything.
Yeah,
I just like to ask because sometimes people are like, I wish I went straight into my master's after undergrad, or people are like, I wish I hadn't gone straight into it. I wish I had done it while I was working and already growing my career while I did it. Or people say just different things. They wish they'd taken different electives in college. It doesn't. You don't have to change anything because, of course, what we did got us to where we are now. But if you wanted to, if you could, that was just a question I wanted to ask.
No, I am being so honest, like I can't think of one thing that I would change because all of those things make me who I am today.
Right.
And
I understand.
So I definitely want to do more, right? Like when I want to get a certification or I want to do more.
Yeah.
And so just being committed to doing that. But yeah, no.
Awesome.
All those
That's
experiences I value, even the mistakes.
Good. I wanted to ask, have you ever been involved in any initiatives or programs to encourage young women or underrepresented groups to pursue STEM fields?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was in Orlando, I volunteered a lot with Greater Oaks Village foster care. Those programs or programs like it where sometimes the kids are, put there because they don't have a stable family environment. I feel like sometimes they can be unwatched and they don't have a role model or a parent or somebody that they can look up to.
Right.
So organizations like that with foster care and people who need mentors and things like that and want to be inspired, and want to see themselves maybe have a similar story where they don't have they don't have the academics right now, and I can say, hey, I didn't start out as a math whiz, and if you ask me to do a mental math question, I'll probably get it wrong. Like my boyfriend is a math major, and he like put a formula in front of me yesterday, and he's like,
solve it.
Come on. No. I'm like, don't ever do that. Like, I can get you a calculator, I can get the answer back to you. But yeah, you know, stuff like that I still struggle with.
That's okay. Yeah.
So, you know, work with those people. I like to work with those people who are not, like sometimes, you know, a lot of STEM places are like, oh, you have to have a GPA, you know, to get in. But there's people that just look at that and they automatically disqualify themselves. It's like, you can get the GPA. You just need somebody to say that to you and inspire you and be like, this is why you need to, it's okay not to get it in class. Go to the math lab. Be there, sleep there. Be the first one there. Get help because you are capable of getting this. You just have to work a little bit harder. But it's okay because it's going to build character in you. So don't just focus on the high achievers. A lot of STEM professionals, organizations like, oh, you gotta get the GPA, you gotta apply for a scholarship. Yeah, they're gonna take off the top talent, but what about the people who are have the same skills? They just need a little help. They just need a little motivation. So I like focusing on organizations like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Maya, before we close out today, we have 2 more questions left. I first want to ask you, what are 3 tips for success while navigating the STEM industry?
Number 1 is be a problem solver. When you are complaining, that's the first step in my mind of identifying a problem. So when you complain, I challenge people to think of what they would do to fix it. And that could be anything. And literally, if you get good at this, you might be a millionaire one day because you may engineer something that was brand new, that was a problem that everybody was complaining about. You're the only one that could provide a solution. So, and that leads me to you want to make sure that you're solution oriented. That's the word. Being solution oriented. Number 2 is look at everything through a lens of can do. Until you really have exhausted everything in your ability. And that is not when you expect it. It may be later on, but approach things with the ability of, yes, we can accomplish this. And that after complaining a little bit, think about problem solving and then having that can-do attitude that we can achieve with this goal or whatever it is. And then lastly, be your unique self, because your experiences, who you are, your quirks, your personality, the way you dress, has a place. So make sure that you bring your unique self and your authenticity to the table with you.
I love that. Those are amazing tips. Those tips people can use in any industry. Anybody can use those.
I hope so.
Thank you, Maya, for that. And for our last question, I want to ask, what is next for you in your career, and what do you hope to achieve in the future? You've already told us a little bit about your PhD, so what's next?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely trying to reach the ultimate mountaintop of academia. It's definitely a challenge, and it's a long way to get there, but like I said, you have to be determined and hell-bent to get it done. And any obstacle that comes your way, just feel like it doesn't matter, because I'm still gonna
You're gonna make it happen.
I'm gonna make it happen.
It's gonna happen. It's not about if, it's about when.
So and then career-wise, I'm learning a lot more about taking a little step outside of my engineering role and getting into program leadership. Definitely something that I shied away from before. But in the role I am in now, taking on a lot of the leadership responsibilities and delegating and making sure that people are accountable for what they are doing is something that I'm leaning into. So learning a little bit more about the business side of the defense industry, and so it's not the fun part. It's not the creative part. You can bring your creativity to program management and things like that, and that does fare well for you. But there's a lot of things to consider, and it's all. Sometimes it seems like everything's just dollars and cents. But you know, you have to, as an engineer, that's a great skill to have.
Yes.
Because you don't see that part. You just see, I just want to do this.
Yeah.
But those things cost. Yeah. And there's a schedule.
And risk
And
associated.
there's risk.
And mitigation plans.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it all adds up, like you said. I love that. Yeah, seeing the bigger picture and how the whole everything works together, not just the end product.
Exactly.
And why we're doing what we do and what it all tracks to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Super important.
It's so important. So that I can take that when I do go back to my engineering love, and hopefully use that to make better decisions as an engineer.
I love it. Well, thank you, Maya, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being a guest, sharing so much great wisdom and knowledge, your journey. I'm excited for all that it will impact, and we're glad to have you today. So everyone, like, watch, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.